Come make some Dorito dip with me for the 4th of July. I don't know about you guys, but nacho cheese Doritos are always a staple at our cookouts. So one of my favorite things to make is Dorito dip. It's one of those dips that once you start, you can't stop. We always use nacho cheese Doritos with it, but I bet taco would be good too. Since we're hosting for Independence Day, I'm going to double up this recipe. You start out with 1 block of cream cheese, but since I'm doubling it, I'm using 2. These have been sitting out for just a little bit to soften so it's easier to mix. And yes, it's not very healthy, but it's Independence Day. Let's celebrate. Next, we have 1 tub of sour cream. Again, we're doubling it, so we're going to use 16 ounces. Normally, it just calls for 8. Next up is the game changer, green chilies. I'm using 2 4-ounce cans. Make sure they're diced or chopped. If you like them, you could even add more. Please don't come at me for using imitation bacon pieces. You can use real bacon too, but the texture is definitely different, so I stick with bacon pieces. It does change the taste. I'm meaning to measure out 2/3 cups, and I got a little aggressive. Whoops. That's okay, though. I'm sure it'll still be good. The last ingredient is garlic powder, and I will be putting in 1 teaspoon. Again, that's because it's doubled. I poured a little slower on this one. Now it's time to mix it all together. This is why it was important for you to set out your cream cheese and let it soften a little bit so you don't have big chunks of cream cheese. After this, you'll put it in the fridge and let it chill for at least 3 hours before you serve it. You really want those flavors to marry. Let's serve it up. And yes, most of my hosting supplies are thrifted. I use these little plant markers to use for my dips. They're plastic washable and they don't get soggy. And since it is a thicker dip, it'll break your chip, and so I will serve it with a teaspoon. It's the perfect size. So let's give it a try. And we don't dip lightly around here. When we get dip, we get dip. Hopefully the extra bacon bits still taste good. It's so good. I highly recommend you make a batch for your 4th of July get-together.